Well, all right. Welcome to the Eden Army Podcast. This is July 9th, Season 2, Episode 23-ish, maybe? I don't know. We're coming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and, of course, our favorite platform, kick.com. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe since our last podcast. Thank you, Mama Gnome and Mr. Tom Bryce, for your resubscription. It keeps the lights on. Who's in the house tonight over there at Kick? Man Crush is in the house. EA1's in the house. Miss Terry. Will's there. Let's see who. Miss Julie. Meta. Bullshit. And Rev. Guy, I see over there. You guys are blowing it up in like a half hour early, most of you guys. So we're shooting the crap inside of chat prior to the podcast. So we're going to try to keep it as brief as we can tonight. Russ has a few friends in town, and as soon as we're done with the podcast, they're going to roll over to the Writing Shack. Miss Mama T has made a shrimp boil for us. We're going to sit around the campfire, drink some bourbon maybe, and eat a shrimp or two. We'll see how that goes. But we're going to be talking about the Charlie Kirk trial tonight. I don't know. Hopefully you guys have been watching a little bit of that. Because the whole time I'm watching that, I wonder what Miss Candace Owens thinks about all this real, live, true evidence coming out. So we're going to run a clip or two on that. And I want you guys' opinion on some of the evidence that's been coming out if you've been following it, which you should, because it's kind of interesting. We're also going to talk about what happened inside of the Graham Plattner campaign. He's out. Somebody else is in. But the funny thing is, isn't this a little bit reminiscent of the Biden-Harris campaign? Well, the populace votes somebody in, but the elites get to appoint who they want to run. Yeah, that's democracy. We're going to talk about that. We talked a little while ago about that Wisconsin judge that helped the illegal alien escape. Well, she was sentenced today. Also, Trump spoke at NATO and gave a little present to the Ukrainians. And while he was there, Iran got out of line. And I guess the war is back on. But first, guys, I'm very excited because we actually do have a sponsor for tonight's program, Preparedness Health Systems. So let's run that promo real quick. The Eden Army Podcast is proud to be sponsored by Preparedness Health Systems, your one-stop shop for research-grade peptides and GLPs. Preparedness is not just about food, water, and defense. It's about understanding health, longevity, and resilience in a tough world. Preparedness Health Systems provides research-grade products for those serious about education, preparedness, and staying ahead of the curve. Email Preparedness Health Systems at preparednesshealth@yahoo.com. Proud sponsor of the Eden Army Podcast. Research used only, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Ooh, that's a lot of words, Russ. Guys, if you email Preparedness Health Systems, thank you for your support. Also, mention Eden Army. You're going to get a 20% discount on your research-only peptides. So, Russ, what's been going on, brother?
Man, changing tires. Got those done. And was sore for like a week. I got a military buddy of mine from Ohio. Him and his wife came up to visit. They've fallen in love with Birchwood. They're planning already to come back up next year and bring their camper this time. They're staying in the yurt over here at the campground, and it's actually really, really cool.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And, you guys met them Tuesday night at Red Rock. He and I have known each other since the mid 90s. So just good people, like-minded.
So we're getting some chatter from chat saying that they got a blank screen going on in Kick. Are you guys seeing us on Kick? Those of the yeah, it's on. Patrick 7 says it's on. If you were in chat before the live started, you have to close the app and open it.
Yep.
And then it jumps back up. So there you go. You overachievers. We love having you. But if you're in chat, you need to know when you start to see that title screen to start it, restart, and make it happen. But very cool.
Thank you, Patrick, for being on the ball.
Rev's on multiple platforms. He's up over there on YouTube now. Let's see. Will says, how is it that the bulk of America knew diplomacy wouldn't work with Iran, but Trump didn't? I don't think it's a fact that he didn't know it was going to work. Here's the deal. If he arbitrarily just goes ahead and just starts bombing everybody, never tries to use diplomacy, they're going to say he's a warmonger. See, what we told you was right. He's going to start World War III. But then when you write a book called The Art of the Deal and you don't try at least for some diplomacy, Will, then you're a charlatan, right? Look, everybody knew the Iran thing's not going to work.
Tony's in the chat. Tony D.
Tony, what's up? He's working tonight. He was going to be here tonight, guys, but he's got an executive protection gig he's working on. So I have to question your work ethic, Tony. Where is your principal right now? If you are watching
he's watching it. He's probably watching it with him, which is a good thing.
Exactly. I put a picture up the other day, or actually today on the thing. That was the only picture I could find of me in a suit. And of course, that was when I was like 40. And Chrissy was like, "Oh, you got dimples. Oh, they're coming back. They're coming back." Chrissy, I'm losing a few pounds. My dimples are starting to come back, so that's exciting. Patrick's just nailing all the platforms for the algorithms. We appreciate that. Yeah. So, Russ, I didn't get much done today. I was messing around, and then I tried to. I work on the podcast, pulling clips. You went fishing. Thanks, Will. I appreciate that. I am a little skinny. I'm actually up a couple of pounds, which is disheartening, but putting on more muscle weight, so that's exciting, I guess.
I went fishing. Had a blast. Wish I could have landed the one that got away. Got it up to the boat, or to the kayak, and but it was a decent sized bass, so it was fun. Teresa had a ball on the kayak. First time either one of us had spent any major time on a kayak, so it was fun.
Javi's in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, those kayaks are fun to fish off of. And they're fishing kayaks, so that's what they're meant for. Very hard to tip them over, but it could happen. Now, if you weigh 250 pounds like I did last summer and you have a 70-pound dog in the back, you will sink that son of a bitch. It's happening.
Was that last summer or was it summer before last?
Look, it's all a blur. It might have been last summer. I don't know. Patrick Severn, contract Preparedness Health Systems. They might have, anyway, email Preparedness Health Systems. They might be able to help you out with some research products that you can do the research on. So exciting. So Russ, I know we gotta blow through some stuff tonight because we're kind of on a time crunch. I get that. And the biggest thing we're going to talk about, the longest video, is actually going to be this Charlie Kirk case. And the whole time I'm watching this, and that's why I kind of, although with this particular case, I really was pretty vocal on like who I felt did it. But when I start hearing all these chatter, the Jews are behind it. It's a CIA again, Lee Harvey Oswald, this and that. I said, oh, let's calm down a little bit. Well, now more evidence is coming to light, and even more will come to light. So for those Candace Owen fans that drank that Kool-Aid, I can imagine right now that she's just like, oh, I am so screwed. I am absolutely screwed. But I'm going to run this particular case. And what actually happened was that, there are courtroom texts that prosecutors say tie Tyler Robinson to the Charlie Kirk's murder. In his own words, Tyler Robinson admitted that he did it, talked about the rifle, where he dropped the rifle off, and the panic afterwards. And again, I wonder what the Candace Owens fan clubs has to say about her now. Because look, like I said, this is just the beginning of the preliminary. First of all, it's just a preliminary trial, but the evidence that's going to continue to come out. There were new videos. There's new text. They had Tyler Robinson's boyfriend on there talking about it, which, by the way, he has complete immunity. The gay boyfriend does. Which one's gay, Russ? Is it the boyfriend or is it the murderer?
I'd say both.
I don't know how all that works.
I mean, you got a gay boyfriend. Just common sense says, yeah, you're gay too.
Well, Will, you're a subject expert on the thing. Chime in and tell us which one's actually gay, and that'll help us out.
Damn.
So here's the clip, guys.
And if you can continue reading along.
Okay. And Tyler says, I'm still okay, my love.
So let me set this up. I'm sorry, I should have set this up. They're actually cross-examining now a police officer about the text that they retrieved off the boyfriend's phone. So let's and they, by the way, these were deleted texts.
But I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. And then Lance replies, you weren't the one who did it, right? And Tyler says, I am, I'm sorry. Lance says, I thought they caught the person. And then Tyler says, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude and interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from the drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering.
Continue reading.
And Lance says, why? And Tyler says, why did I do it? And Lance says, yeah. Tyler says, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything in the news about them finding it. We'll update you shortly, we'll update you by midnight. And then Lance says, all right, stay safe. How long have you been planning this?
Scroll down a little bit, please, Kimberly.
And Tyler replies, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it.
We can scroll.
This is while they were but I don't want to chance it while they were parked there. If they had found it, I imagine there would be more commotion. Again, I'm sorry for roping you into all of this. You shouldn't have to worry about this. And Lance replies, does anyone else know? Tyler says, not to my knowledge. Okay. Tyler says, guess I'm just sitting in my car watching reels for another hour, hoping this guy fucks off.
And continue.
And Lance says, are you okay still? And Tyler says, yes, check and spot again now. Will.
Sorry, now we're on page 6. Continue reading.
We'll update soon. He continues, the squad car was moved further away enough that I should be able to move in. I backed off because I thought I heard footsteps, maybe a foot patrol, but the crickets here are so fucking loud. Gonna see if the road closer to campus is open so I can drive past and check shit out. Probably still closed off though. Getting worried, hard to know for sure, but I'm not finding my rifle. Could be in the wrong spot. Lance says, do you think they found it? And Tyler says, dunno, they haven't published anything if they have. And then Lance says, why did you leave it behind?
Oh.
So Tyler continues, IDEK if I had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. Okay, so Lance says, was your change of clothes there, or was that also gone? Or did you bring those with you originally? Anyway, you could replace the gun, or would he notice? And then Tyler says, only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. I'll bet that canine sniffed it out. Little snitching bastard. Replace it, unlikely. I don't fully know what the gun was because it was old as shit, and Gramps did some modifying. There was a 4-digit serial on it. God only knows who it's registered to. Hopefully some dead guy who gave it to Grandpa. And he continues, remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke.
And then continue. I'll stop you in a moment.
He says, all right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really fucking sucks.
So knew that the bullets were engraved with what they were engraved with, Russ. Talked about motive, talked about the rifle, talked about hiding the rifle, admitted to doing it. The boyfriend, girlfriend asked, it wasn't you, was it? It was a slam dunk. And this is just a preliminary hearing just to see if it goes to trial.
And he's already confessed, and they've got evidence saying that he did it. I mean, I understand the justice process, but to me, it's a slam dunk.
Well, it's a slam dunk. So you wonder now if the defense is going to say, look, we need to plead this out. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison, but at least you'll be alive.
If he doesn't get the death penalty.
Well, that's the thing. If he pleads it out, saying, listen, I'll spend the rest of my life in prison, I'll admit to it, just don't kill me. But at the end of the day, does prosecution really want to do this? If it's that much of a slam dunk case, does prosecution want to do that? Do they want to plea it out, or do they want to set an example and put this guy to death if he did this? Which, boy, there's overwhelming evidence right now that's showing it did. Not to mention, Russ, he turned himself in wearing the same clothes that he changed into after the alleged shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? Are we still drinking the Kool-Aid from Candace Owens, or is that going to?
No,
and if so, if you're not doing it now, what do you think? If you were a fan of Candace before, what do you think now of her?
I think even less of her now.
Yeah, I you know what I smelled as soon as she started spouting off at the mouth? Scorned woman. This is a scorned woman.
Because she thought she was the heir apparent to the Turning Point.
Yeah.
And she ended up not being.
And that's 100%. And I think she kind of had a lid thing for Charlie to begin with. Somebody was telling me they had dated prior to him being married. I don't know if that's true or not. The plea is still a win, and it saves taxpayer money. I got that, but this well, I'd like to see this kid unalived if he anyway. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. I agree, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. There's Nick checking in, and of course, he just wants to tell everybody he's working on the online self-study courses for you all. So we appreciate that, Nick Meacher. Trial is cheaper than incarceration. Trial is, you're right, especially if they put them, and that's the other thing, right? And then they're going to appeal it. And then go for death, but then they're still going to appeal it. So then it's going to go on and on.
Right. It'll be another 15, 20 years before they'll have an actual resolution.
Agreed. Again, I'm still thinking it was the microphone theory and he's a patsy. And where was the rifle when he jumped off the roof? I don't know. I got nothing for you. I mean, if I text Melissa saying, oh, baby, I messed up. I done did this thing here, and if the cops, and this is a part of the text too, if the cops ask you any questions, just don't say anything and lawyer up. My lawyer will get a hold of you. By the way, I'm sorry for dragging you into this.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Where is it? Who knows? Who knows where it was? Who cares? I can tell you he knew where it was when he dropped it off. He knew that it was wrapped in a towel. He knew that he was worried about his fingerprints being on it. He knew that he was worried about his DNA being on the towel based on his own admissions. So, ain't buying it. Cheese doodles in the house. Do your schoolwork, young lady. And the DNA was from both of them. The boyfriend from the towel, you're right, Julie. The DNA was on the towel from both Tyler Robinson and the boyfriend. So, and remember now, guys, the boyfriend now has immunity. So he's going to spill the beans. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So.
Well, earlier, Will had a PSA. Let me find it. I'll pop it up here before we go to the next news clip. Where are we at? Spot pinned it.
That was my first thought too, Patrick.
Here we go. This was Will's PSA earlier. I found it. Don't buy Blanton's at a golf course hotel. $35 for one glass on the rocks.
Yeah, and it's not even that good.
No.
I mean, because that's what my substitute was up there at Chit Chat was bland.
Yeah, but they have
It
double
is
it there now.
strong. It's strong now. Agreed, Patrick. Just roll with it. It's not his boyfriend's. Rev cleared it up. Our spiritual advisor said it's his furry friend. Ugh.
Rev's been on the ball lately, man.
Rev's been on fire.
I'm starting to worry about Rev a little bit.
Yeah, he's fine. Oh, the other thing, guys. So look, just fire. If you have any questions about that Tyler Robinson BS going on, let's talk about it. I'm all for it. But we are going to keep moving. Orange Crush on the rocks. Oh, it's Rev. Democrats backed Plattner. Oh, this is about the Graham Plattner. So Graham Plattner was the senator, or could have possibly been the senator for Maine, and he was backed constantly by these leftist scumbags. But they knew, Russ, they vetted this man. They knew what his dirty laundry was. They knew he was a neo-Nazi. They knew that he was a sexual deviant. They knew that there was skeletons in his closet. They still backed him until they didn't back him, until they turned on him. And they turned on him when they found out, Russ, that there's no way he's going to be able to beat the Republican that's seated right now as a senator. There's no way he's going to beat him. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, because I guess some betting site came out and said there's no way he's going to win. And they like, okay, fine, we'll agree with the betting site. You know? Yeah,
well, then a day or two later, then this girl comes forth and says that she was raped by him. Not to mention there was a girl previously that says she was that Graham Plattner actually did some unwarranted, unsolicited, unwanted sexual advances to her. But Patrick Seven says, I will say Graham Plattner was running guerrilla training, which included ambush and small arms tactics. None of the communists like John Brown gun club. Yeah, and that may have made. Oh, so you're saying after he got out of the military? Yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt he was a communist. Well, I'm not going to say that. Look, if the leftists are pushing so hard to get him seated, chances are he's a socialist, communist, or just a deranged lunatic. Come to find out, this guy might be all three. Who knows? But what happened is once they found out, the Democrats found out that there's no way he's going to beat the incumbent, then they turned on him. It's exactly what they did to Joe Biden when they installed Kamala Harris without a vote. This is the same thing they're going to do in Maine with Graham Plattner. He had a meeting yesterday at his house with all the leftist bigwigs. So now he's trying to find out how he can leave the race. Not how he can leave the race, but what he's going to get to leave the race. Because he's the candidate. That's what the people of Maine voted for. He is the actual candidate. So he doesn't have to leave the race. Now he's going to get paid probably very handsomely to leave this race. But here's the clip, guys. Oh, I should mention that this clip is Kennedy's response to Graham Plattner and his lifestyle. And if you know anything about Kennedy, he doesn't hold any punches. So
I love that, man.
I put a couple of notes on while he's talking too, because I just love what he says. Let's go.
Senator Kennedy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. So I won't miss looking at Graham Plattner's Nazi tattoo, which is odious, his nipple right next to it, which is disgusting, and his wedding ring flashing next to both of them, which is a mockery. And I'm sure you won't miss serving with him in the United States Senate. But Senator Kennedy, tell me if more of your Democratic colleagues are going to come forward and say it was a mistake and that they regret actually endorsing this complete disaster of a man.
Well, good question, Kellyanne. With respect to to Mr. Plattner, he was nominated by the Hamas wing of the Democratic Party, which is in control. With respect to the new allegations or revelations about him, I, of course, was completely shocked. Who could possibly have seen this coming? It's not like there were signs or something. I tell you who saw it coming. Every American who was paying attention and who has an IQ above a toaster knew that this guy's motherboard was fried. Even my colleague, Senator Schumer, who can't even cook a cheeseburger, saw this coming. Now, unless you were playing Frisbee in the quad during history class or economics class, you know the list. You know that the list of countries that have tried socialism and rejected it is it's as long as King Kong's genitalia. I mean, it's not just Cuba, it's the USSR, it's China, it's Vietnam, it's Argentina, it's Venezuela. I could keep going. For my party, this makes me happy. For my country, it makes me sad.
Yes.
And I'll end on this note. Look, in America, you're entitled to believe what you want, but I'm entitled to believe what I want. And I think that the members of the Hamas wing of the Democratic Party, who are firmly in control of the party, are the reason that it took our ancestors thousands of years to learn to stand upright.
Oh, and this is what Elizabeth Warren had to say when she was pimping for this idiot.
Yep.
And I said to myself, that's my kind of man.
I think if this country is about anything, it's about understanding that every person, me, you, everybody else, has gone dark moments in our history, and we go on.
So you're standing by your endorsement?
Absolutely.
So that's how all that went down, in my opinion. Look, they would have ran him. They knew about all of those misdeeds.
Yep.
They knew all about every single one of them. They vetted the man. They knew he was a neo-Nazi. They knew everything about him, but they were going to run him through because that's what the leftists do. Until they realized, he's not going to win. Let's install our own candidate now, since we don't have to go through the democratic process.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes no sense. And I liked what Kennedy said. The Hamas wing of the Democratic Party, who is in charge of the party. It's been said out loud. We've been talking about it. We know that AOC and Mandami and all those guys this is what they're wanting. And the Democratic Party is not the Democratic Party anymore. It's two different parties.
Yeah, and they need to formally split and get it over with and just make it happen. Now, some of the moderates are already trying to do it. We talked about that last week, right?
Last week.
We're gonna see what really happens. Griff's in the house. Miss Joey's in the house. Good to see you guys. Glad you can make it. Tom Bryce is in the house. Tom, thank you for your resubscription. If you didn't catch the beginning of the podcast, we appreciate that. Let's see what Patrick says here. He says the reason he fits in so well with the communists because the Nazis are basically the same thing. It's actually quite common to see people from the Nazi ideology switch into the commie bloc. And that's a good point, Patrick Seven, because look, let's remember that the Ukrainians were part of that bloc also, right? And then, of course, they split off. The Ukrainians are white supremacists, guys. I don't know yet. The tattoo that Graham Plattner had on him is a tattoo that a lot of Ukrainian soldiers have on them. So it's a good point, Patrick. Patrick's turning 40 this weekend, and baby girl says, now you're going to be old and gay.
Getting tiny. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I saw this thing on X, and, it was a liberal. She went back in time to kill Hitler to stop all this stuff that the fascists are doing. And, she says, well, it's because of this. And Hitler was like, I do that. And she's like, wait a minute, and I do that. And Hitler's like, and I do that. And It was everything that she said that she was responsible, that she liked, is everything that Hitler was, social medicine, gun control, bias against race, the whole 9 yards. And people, I don't understand how the left does not see that.
Because the younger left movement right now have been the indoctrination within all the way from elementary school. They've been indoctrinated with all this history being erased, and then the party switch, right? Ooh, the party switch. No, the party never switched. So that's they don't understand, and plus they don't teach that history anymore, especially now, or especially the last couple of years, where when Trump wasn't in office, when they're too worried about trying to making sure everybody can use everybody's bathroom. So it's ridiculous. Oh, let's see what we got going on. Speaking of ridiculous, and speaking of injustices. It's kind of funny because when regular Americans cross the line, they break the law.
Mm-hmm.
The justice system drops the hammer on us. But when a single judge helps an illegal immigrant evade ICE, no prison time, no slap on the wrist, just a little tiny slap on the wrist with a fine, no equal justice, not even close. Check this out. We talked about this. Is a Wisconsin judge that committed a felony by helping an illegal immigrant flee out of her courtroom while ICE was outside ready to arrest him. And by the way, prosecution wanted at least anywhere, I believe, from 12 to 15 months jail time. And look what she ended up getting.
The Milwaukee judge, Hannah Dugan, who was convicted of helping an illegal alien evade ICE from her courtroom into the courthouse, got a slap on the wrist, if you could even call it that today.
She will avoid prison time, though prosecutors recommended 15 to 21 months behind bars, and has been ordered to pay a $5,100 fine. The judge, remorseless when appearing in court today, saying, quote, "I have been cast both as a scofflaw and as a hero. I am neither. I'm a public servant who was just trying to do my job."
Joining us now, former Justice Department prosecutor Jim Trusty. Trustee-worthy. Good to see you, Jim.
Hey, you too.
Equally offensive. Now, Dugan was convicted by a jury. Was the sentencing judge and her comments, because prison time is the recommendation. And she got off with nothing and then went into, well, but Dugan experienced threats. She had to move. This goes above and beyond what people in her circumstances would normally experience. Of course, she didn't speak that way, but it was just really absurd.
Yeah, everything about it. I feel like we're going back to your bovine flatulence story a little bit. Like this is an extension of that. It was so bad. But look, I mean, the bottom line is she shows up in court. She goes to trial, for starters. There was never any remorse. This was somebody who went to trial and had her lawyers say she was a victim of Trump.
Blame it on the orange man. Blame it on the orange man. This is the reason why she let that illegal immigrant slip through the back door. It's because of the orange man. I agree, Will. I mean, and I don't know why. I don't know why a federal judge wasn't trying this case. Was this not a federal crime? I'm not quite sure about that. So.
I think it should have been a federal crime, and I'd be curious as to the background of the judge that did the sentencing, because I'm sorry, if it was you or I had done that, we'd be under the jailhouse.
I agree. It's ridiculous. But maybe I'm wrong, guys. Maybe it's all impartial. Maybe I'm skewed. Maybe I'm too far to the right. Maybe my common sense gene is starting to dwindle a little bit. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because I've lost so much weight that my mind is starting to shrink a little bit. That's probably it, Russ.
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I just don't. I don't think so. I think that was an incredible miscarriage of justice. That she didn't get any jail time.
And she can't be tried again, right? That would be double jeopardy, right? She can't be tried again.
She resigned her judgeship in January of this year, so she's no longer a judge, which is a good thing, and she better not ever be one again. because I don't think if you've been convicted of a felony, you can be a judge. I don't know, but it makes sense to me that you can't.
I wouldn't think. The bar wouldn't allow it. So
Yeah.
I think there's
Well,
zero
and the thing
chance.
is it depending on the judge. Now I don't know for sure, but to me, depending on the level of judge you are, you don't need to be a lawyer. But I would think at that level you would need to be a lawyer.
You would think. Who knows? Well, let's get on to bigger and better things, I guess. What do you guys think? Federal can still. So, Diana's saying that a federal judge can still charge her. Why? Is that because it was a state judge and now she can face federal crimes, Diana? Let me know.
I don't know. Is our resident legal expert still in the chat? Or?
I didn't see.
He was in earlier.
He probably saw that. He probably saw I pulled a Fox clip and he lost his mind.
He asked how many Fox and Newsmax clips you were going to pull.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to put a ticker up for how many right-leaning
we have the
news
capability.
agencies
We
I
can
use.
do that.
I know. Yeah, but I mean that might be a stretch, but it's certainly. I don't know. It's certainly something to think about. She'll teach. Bullshit says she'll go teach at a learning center. I'm just reading chat, guys, because you guys are
okay. So Spec Ops answered kind of a question. You do not have to be a lawyer, so you don't have to be a member of the bar, but you do have to have a Juris Doctorate. So you have to have a law degree. You just don't have to pass the bar. So
gotcha. So you don't have to be a practicing lawyer.
Yeah. So those who can do, those who can't teach, those who can't teach administrate. Right. So I guess it's the same way in the law profession.
You're right, Griff. She'll end up being a professor at some left-leaning university, and that more than likely will happen. Patrick's, man, they are ripping Patrick a new butthole in chat.
Oh yeah. There you go. We need a lawyer in the family.
Yeah, especially as my tolerance level starts to wane a little bit for stupidity. Cheese Doodle, I may need a lawyer.
But the thing is, Tiny probably won't even do it pro bono for you. She'll
she would charge me. Yeah. Yeah. But what she doesn't know is I've been keeping receipts the whole time since she was born. So I'll just start throwing out receipts for everything I've ever bought her and done, and then we can take it off the bill. I think Charles Manson could get off with the amount of money that I put forth. PD, guess you were up on growing facial hair one day, and you'll be able to look. Yeah, no, I didn't. I did not. Opie, I did not shave today. I thought about it. I looked at myself in the mirror, and then I had that towel around my waist, and it looked like Graham Plattner. So I friggin' shut the light off, and I ran out as quick as I could. So, no, I didn't. Yeah, he's not around. Well, I think we tried to get his expertise on that. Egghead is not in the house. It doesn't seem like. So Trump was in.
So man, he was in earlier. But so Ukraine got a gift from Trump.
They did, and it's not just a Ukraine story. The story is really about how NATO is actually stepping up to the plate and rearming themselves. And of course, now where are they going to buy these weapons from? America, because we're not going to give them away anymore like we used to do.
Nope.
It sure looks like Europe is being rearmed, and now Trump is giving Zelensky the green light on Patriot Defender missile production. It's a major shift from begging Washington for air defense batteries to building the weapons closer to the fight. I should also add that Germany? Germany is also buying cruise missiles, if I'm not mistaken, and those might find the front line of the fight in the Ukrainian war. But here's the clip on Trump and Zelensky. And I'm going to say, I don't remember if Zelensky was actually wearing a suit this time. Let me check.
We're going to give a license to you to make Patriots. That's pretty cool, right?
Larry?
This way you can't complain that we're not giving them enough. I say, make them yourself. We haven't informed the company of that yet, but that'll that'll work out all right. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. But they'll be able to do it. You'll be able to figure that out. Most countries couldn't do that.
Yeah.
If I said that to most countries, they wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But this is a very ingenious group, and what I like about that, it's a defensive situation as opposed to an offensive.
So there you go. And in response to this NATO visit, Russia had to inform the United States that they were launching their first intercontinental ballistic missile, and that ended up the Oleninsky missile. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but they actually launched that. They gave the United States a head up that they would be attacking the Ukraine with one of those particular munitions. And there you go. Because, I mean, if we see an intercontinental ballistic missile going up from Russia, I mean, that's the green light, right? Mutual assured destruction, right?
Yep.
I don't even think that's a question. So, Pete, did you see the report of the new defense budget, 1.5 trillion for the U.S. and an additional 1.5 trillion for Israel? Let me see. Let me look that up, Will. Let me look that up real quick. So what Will is claiming is that the defense budget
While you're looking that up, I'm gonna post this up. That's something
for
that Opie
U.S.
posted.
and Israel up by 1.5 trillion. Let's look that up.
While you're looking that, I'm gonna post this up that Opie posted. He goes over outside Shreveport, Louisiana. They do so much meth, it's showing up in the wastewater.
Wow.
That's some good shit. Would you find
Israel
out
Israel separately increased its 2026 defense budget to 18 billion. The U.S. proposal contains measures expanding military and intelligence cooperation with Israel, but Congress has not completed the final budget yet. So that the total record 1.5 trillion U.S. defense budget, roughly a $455 billion increase, while Israel has added another 10 billion of its own military spending, and with nothing else in addition going to Israel. So the fact checkers show didn't happen.
Plausible.
Plausible, it'd be plausible deniability. So no, I don't think our total budget is 1.5 trillion. I don't think there's going to be another 1.5 going to Israel. As a matter of fact, the Bibi Netanyahu said that they are trying, and this is of course what they say. Of course, they would say this, that they're trying to wean themselves away from the United States defense budget altogether. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's all posturing and bullshit.
You know, speaking about the Department of Defense, and I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick because it was something that hit kind of near and dear to me. So, in the Air Force, promotion to E6 came out. And 2 weeks later, they came out and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. So we used the wrong answer key, an outdated answer key. So these 140 some odd people are not getting promoted. But these 140 some odd people are, because we went in and redid it." And so you've been told you were promoted, made career decisions based off that, like re-enlisting and different things like that. And then they're going to tell you, "Oh, by the way, no, you're not getting promoted." And that's wrong. And, I hope Headseth, because we know Headseth watches this, I hope he hears this and he does something about it. There's steps that can be done to do that. And what they should do is go ahead and promote all the ones that were affected in that 140 some odd people times 2, and then lower the rates for the next couple of years to offset it. That makes sense. But to just arbitrarily just pull those promotions, because that rank is the hardest rank to make in the Air Force, and it's just wrong. It's okay. I'm off my soapbox. Let's continue.
Yeah, I'm sure if that makes the news, then something will happen. I mean, what, they used the wrong key? What does that even mean?
They used an outdated answer key. And there was no AI involved. It was all 100% human error. That the Air Forces came out and said it was 100% human error, and they said we're sorry, but this is the way we're handling it, and the way they're handling it is wrong.
So why don't they just retest?
Well, it's not so much that they need to retest, because I mean all the testing was done, but what they should do is, okay, so they used the wrong answer key. Those folks that were affected by the wrong answer key and got their promotion pulled, promote them. The other 140 some odd people that once they did all the line number, all the correct stuff, promote them along with the ones that weren't affected by that, and then drop the percentage of promotions for the next couple of years to offset that, and the problem's solved. Everybody's still happy. That makes sense. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be some people like, I just re-enlisted. Nope, we need to cancel this. I can't do it.
Well, like Diana said, there's probably more than enough openings to suffice for those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the E6 promotion rate is traditionally one of the lowest, has been forever, and that's what makes it one of the hardest ranks to make. It's the last junior enlisted rank before you become a senior NCO. Gotcha. And most people will take 2 to 4 years to make it testing, and then they may make master the E7 rank within a year or two.
Right. Yeah, they'll figure it out. I'm sure if there's any wrongdoing, I'm sure at least this administration will figure it out, hopefully.
Yeah.
Russ, we're back at war again with the Iranian knuckleheads, or as Trump would say, the scum, the Iranian scum. Just to catch everybody up, during this memorandum of understanding, well, obviously the Iranians weren't allowed to attack vessels within the Straits of Hormuz. Within the last week, they attacked 3 vessels unprovoked. Why? Because they were using the southern route of the Strait of Hormuz as opposed to the northern route, where the Iranians can keep track of their vessel numbers, where they come from, so they could implement attacks later on down the line. So what they did is said that's a unprotected route. You shouldn't be using the southern route. So what they ended up doing was attacking 3 ships. Trump wasn't having any of it, and game on. 90 attacks last night. Now he's going after parts of Karg Island. But what he did say is, don't touch the oil, don't touch the piping, because we're going to take that oil. So, but this is what he had. Now I want you guys, when you watch this particular clip, is watch Rubio's reaction. I think I zoomed in a little bit on it when he talks about a reporter asks him, look, just a few weeks ago, you said these people were competent. These Iranian negotiators were great people. And now you're calling them scum. Well, look what Trump has to say about that.
Last month, you said Iranian leaders were very rational people, nice people to deal with, strong people, smart people. Today, you said they were scum, sick people, and being led by sick people. What changed, and do you think
I got to know them. So I've said that about a lot. Now, when you say rational, I think they're much more rational than level 1, level 2. Level 1 is gone, level 2 is gone. This is level 3. I think they are more rational, but based on their actions over the last week or two, they're not doing a service to the people. And I think more than anything else is I got to know them. And I'm not sure I want to make a deal with them. We can play games, but I'm not sure I want to make a deal. Let's just finish the job.
Let's just finish the job. I love it.
Guys, I think that's where it's going. I think the time for talk is over with. We all knew that the Iranians like to drag negotiations out forever and ever and ever. Like Will was saying earlier, why didn't Trump know that? I think he kind of did, but he can't just go off like it's the OK Corral and not try to negotiate with these people, right? Patrick asks a question: how many electrical sites have been hit? I don't have any reports. I'm looking. There's no confirmed reports that any of the electrical power plants have been directly destroyed. Some of the infrastructure has been, but the power plants themselves have not, with the exclusion of some of the nuclear stuff that they were talking about. Go ahead.
Me and my buddy Tim were talking about it last night. We got into the conversation about solar farms and stuff like that. Yes, they got oil over there, but they have a lot of sunlight over there as well. Turn it all into a glass parking lot, put a solar array over the entire country.
Right. Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
Look, we're tired of it. The problem with it is now the rest of these countries that now have been black marketing Iranian oil forever and ever and ever. And that reminds me, did you see that inside the consulates and the green zone in Iraq, there were raids, Russ, by the Iraqi military for some of the higher ups in the Iraqi, intelligence and the Iraqi infrastructure, the Iraqi parliament. Did you happen to see that?
No, I didn't.
Well, here's what was going on.
Busy.
What was actually going on is the Iranians were by land funneling oil through Iran into Iraq. Iraq was putting it on their vessels and shipping it outside the Straits of Hormuz and selling it for the Iranians. So they got word of that, and there was a crackdown on what was going on. So
awesome.
Interesting thing. Let's see. Somebody asked if the IRGC, they did claim that they shot down 2 C-130s, but that was way back when. That was found to be not true. A U.S. source reported that 2 C-130s were indeed lost, but indicated they were destroyed by American forces during the extraction to prevent falling into enemy's hand. So accurate wording would
that was earlier. That was in April.
Yeah, so they claim. Look, they always claim that because they also claim that they attacked an aircraft carrier and nearly sunk it, Skidmore. So they did.
How about no?
Yeah, things that didn't happen for 500, Alex.
Yeah. But you know what time it is, Alex?
It is time for.
It's time for this week's prep of the week.
We got Russ. What do you got first?
All right, what I got, let's see. I finished getting the new tires on the camper. So I have 4 heavy-duty roadworthy tires on the camper, getting ready to head to Mountain Readiness West out in Montana. I learned that I can actually stay afloat in a kayak and not tip it and fish off of it, which was very cool. Thank you for allowing Teresa and I to borrow yours and Melissa's kayaks. We had a blast today. We're going back out tomorrow. And I've been writing, awesome. The words are flowing. Just sent my idea for the cover to DJ. So I should have that maybe sometime next week. And maybe if I have it by next Thursday, we'll do a reveal next week. I think I think the cover art on this one is going to be banging. So, excellent. And I changed the name of the book because I wasn't happy with what I initially named it, so I changed the name of it. So I'll reveal that too when I get the cover art.
Go ahead and throw guys up,
and
I will go over that.
All righty, go ahead.
Guy said he practiced his tactical firefighting skills at work today. Also had first doctor's appointment with the VA, and all is good. Good deal with the doctor's appointment, and this is an AI rendition of Guy.
That's hilarious.
Serving his great company and putting out fires. Looking buff there, Guy. I like it.
Oh, yeah. But Guy, thank you for finally getting off your butt and going to the VA to get what you're going to be entitled to, man. I'm proud of you, brother.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
Let's see here. Miss Julie says she's still working on frozen hams to go in the freeze dryer. Too hot for much of anything else.
Yeah,
it's been warm up here.
It's warm up here because I don't have any air conditioning. That's what sucks.
Yeah, it's like 90. It was in the 90s yesterday and today.
Yeah, screw that. I'm over it. Man Crush Kelly says he's packing up for his continental tour. He's going to be coming up the East Coast, coming around to the Midwest, stopping in Birchwood, Wisconsin, and then making a tour out to Montana. Good.
Yeah.
We might need to activate the Zello for that also.
Yeah, we probably should.
Go ahead with this one from Miss Terry.
All right, Miss Terry, she repackaged flour into Mylar bags, froze some corn, and will be canning green beans tomorrow. Miss Terry, and they're just on it.
They are. You know what they do up here, which I really like, is they water bath green beans. They call them dilly beans.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a pickled string
Green
bean.
bean, yeah.
Holy crap, those things
they're
are
awesome.
Bullshite got him a small box of freedom seeds to help with securing our fine nation. Go ahead, Russ.
Yeah. Rev says his prep of the week, he rotated some canned goods out. Absolutely, folks. Buy you a couple, rotate it out. At last in, first out.
Man Crush got another one, installed a dash cam on the trunk that allows us to see forward and behind from our camper while towing, and behind the truck when not towing. You like yours? You have a setup kind of like that, don't you, Russ?
I do. I have a backup camera on my camper, and I'm looking to get into the dash cam. He sent me the link to what he got. And speaking of, I did order a new TPMS for my camper. It will be here next week, as well as an RV lock, one that was recommended by Wes. So I'm going to go to the combo thing. And let's see here, Miss Julie. Is it my turn? I don't care.
Good.
Yeah, Miss Julie says she also went to the base commissary today. It had been a while. Pretty impressed with most prices compared to local grocery stores. Some okay prices on beef, roast, and pork cutlets. We'll get those vacuum sealed tomorrow. And then there was actually a fairly lengthy conversation between some of the vets we have in the chat. Diana and Julie and a couple others were talking about going to the different commissaries.
Yeah, that's something that you forget about, right? And sometimes you end up with deals. Patrick Severn says he picked up gray Ghost Gear quick release plate carrier panels. You can custom make your loadout with them, and then quick disconnect your armor plate pouches and swap it out easy. Send me a link to that, little buddy.
Yeah.
Diana, what's Diana got to say?
More freedom seeds.
There you go. And Patrick 7, part 2, P7, P2, has been teaching Little 7 room clearing, steer clearing, and techniques with his training rifle. Yeah, he sent me some pictures of that. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah, I'm going back to the main chat. I just scanned one.
Go ahead.
Installing flat trigger upgrade on Freedom Seed dispenser. I'm not a fan. I guess I'm just not used to it. I'm not a fan of a flat trigger.
I think I might like that on like my long range gun, possibly. I'm not sure if I would like that on my pistol or my.
Yeah, I can't see. I can't see. I that's just not me. Here's another one, and another one. They started throwing them in when we
throw them up.
Yep, I already pinned them.
Okay, I went to the other screen. Let me see here what I got. Spec Ops. I didn't even see Spec Ops in the house.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the ones asking a couple of questions.
Freeze-dried 40 pounds of food. Outstanding. What'd you end up freeze-drying? Let us know. And Tom, loaded the RV trip from Montana. He's got a few bottles of bourbon, some Freedom Seeds, and a bean or two.
Yep.
Bean Tom.
We actually we have a pretty detailed trip planned. We have planned fuel stops. What do we do in case of an emergency? We're going to rerun in GMRS. With the radios, we're trying to make it as safe as possible for all of us to get there safely and get home safely. So we'll see how it rolls. We'll give you guys an after action by the time we get.
Yeah, don't be afraid to use Comps Connect, guys. Just file a flight plan with them, and they're going to have somebody available for your whole route. And we've had them guys on. So Patrick 7 says, I can't deal with a flat trigger on everything, but I do enjoy flat trigger on some of my light trigger and medium pull rifles. Yeah.
Miss Melissa says to tell Miss Terry she ordered your crossword book for her friend and she can't put it down. She loves it. So there you go, Miss Terry.
There you go. You've probably sold more books than I have this month, Miss Terry.
True that. Let's see. Ramona says she got a new Freedom Seed dispenser, long range.
Oh, nice. That reminds me, you're fishing tomorrow, right, Russ?
I
You
am.
decided you're going to fish? Okay.
So Sunday,
Cool.
maybe.
Yeah, let's do something.
We'll do it Sunday before Tom gets here, and then we'll be ready for Tom when he gets here.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I don't know what time. Tom, give me a call and let me know kind of what time to expect you Sunday.
Perfect.
But
Russ,
man, it was.
We're gonna let you lead us out real quick.
All right, my friend. Well, folks, great show tonight. Great preps. Keep them up. Being on the road, Teresa, I can't do a whole lot of preps, but we do the best we can. And that's just it, guys. Do the best you can. Do the best you can afford. Get the training. Help your community. This is our community. This is our family. This is our tribe. Help each other. If you have a question, call somebody that might know. And I'm going to ignore Kelly's last comment there. So other than that, Pete, that's all I got.
Sounds good. F you, Kelly. I read that, you son of a gun. Oh, goodness gracious. Guys, thank you very much to Preparedness Health Systems for sponsoring the show tonight. Since I'm not selling any books, that helps a little bit of income come into pocket, so I appreciate that. Guys, if you're into research peptides, of GLP-1s, GLP-2s, GLP-3s, stuff like that, email Preparedness Health Systems and get your research peptides from them. And again, if you mention Eden Army, you will get a discount on your first order. But as far as all that's concerned, I really didn't talk about my prep of the week because I didn't do much, honestly. Patrick, I'm sorry, I did the click thing like that detective did, but I didn't do much. Still working on my health, still trying to stay fit, and trying to stay off of Melissa's bad side because she's been a little grumpy lately. So I'm gonna have to try to fix that after this podcast. Give her a little beating or two. But the guys, be safe. Can't be safe. Be dangerous. Thanks for watching the Eden Army podcast. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, be safe. Can't be safe. Be dangerous.